Now if you'll see the example which I have written, on the basis of this example, if you'll see in the main method, inside the main method, first object I have created of class A, that is A class object which I am creating, right? In the A class object, so in class A there is one instance variable P is there, for that value I have given 99. But when I have created the second object of class B, that is the B object, you can just see here for the representation. So for the class B object, there is a Q and A of A1. So in A of A1 means what? What is there of this A1? Inside that I am passing 1024 for this reference it is passing. Means we are passing, like we have written here, B of B1 is equal to new of B in that, some 88 I am passing, and then A1 I am passing. So what was A1? A1 is this reference itself, right? You just see. So this line of code I have written this one here, fine. So like that way it is going to connect here one by one. Again now, similarly this 2024 we need to pass here, because this diagram is very important in order to understand the cloning. And here now I am writing 3024, I am going to this one now, and here also the 4024, it is pointing to this one here. Is it okay? The next now again inside this, here in that if I am writing something different also. So what I am doing now, we are cloning that object. Which object we are cloning now? h1 dot my clone I have written. So h1 dot, when you have written the my clone, so see here h1 dot, which what you have written now? On h1 current working object was which one now? This only. So on this object reference itself you have called the my clone method, and inside my clone method what was there now? If you see, clone method is there, and clone method default implementation is to clone the top level object. So see here, only 5024 will be this A, which is 66, and here for this, like which one it is? C object. So in that C of C1 is there, in that 3024 is being passed, so it is pointing to this, and this reference will be stored inside which one now? H2. So you can say 5024, it is pointing to this. Now see, in this manner itself it is going to work. Like say, this is your top level object as I told, and that is also your top level object. So here see that in this, in both of the cases, this is cloned, right? So it is having a different address, whereas that one is cloned, that is also having the different addresses, and remaining all other which I have used, which means like 3024, 4024 or 1024, something I am using here inside this. So that all will be using, means if I am writing h1 is equal to h2, what it should return? It should return always the false value, it should return, right? Similarly, if I am writing h1 dot C1, I am writing, what I am writing now? h1 dot C1 is equal to, now I am writing next h2 dot, which one now? C1 I am writing inside that. So h1 dot, which one it is now? C1 it is coming, fine. And similarly h2 dot, which one now? C1. So what is the content of C of C1 here? The same content is there here. So it is going to return what now? Again true. Or if you will see in the program, the last points which I have written, it is there in your documents also. So if I am writing h1 dot C1 dot, which one now? B1 is equal to h2 dot C1 dot, which one now? B1. So this also when I am writing, it is going to return what it is going to return now? True itself it is going to return. So this is what the shallow cloning is. Now in this only, I will be explaining you the deep cloning concepts, how exactly deep cloning works. Number one point is, in the deep cloning, what is there? Suppose when I am writing the deep cloning, so as I told, like in the shallow cloning, only top level object is being cloned. So similarly, in the case of deep cloning, all the top level objects plus deep level objects, all the objects will be cloned. And in order to perform the deep cloning, in order to perform the deep cloning, you must have to write your own implementation for the clone method. You must have to override the clone method inside your class, and then only you can write the implementation. Why? Because clone method implementation inside the object class is by default it is available to clone that object in the shallow manner, right? It is by default it is available to clone the object in which manner now? Shallow manner, but it is not there like it is available in the deep clone. So for the deep cloning, what you have to do now? You must have to clone the object in the, or you must have to write your own implementation of the clone method, right? So anything like, and the deep cloning which is there, best possible way we can understand with this diagram itself, or like when I am writing another example I will write for the deep cloning. So I will just be showing the deep cloning example to you. So this was the deep cloning. You have seen the last example, and this example just you notice it. So this is about the deep cloning. In the deep cloning, what is happening? Like you can see, top level object this one, as well as all these deep level objects are also being cloned in this manner, right? So how it is now? This is working with this one is working with this one is working with this one. Similarly, when you are cloning, so that time clone method you have overridden inside your class, and the clone method implementation you are writing by your own. So here it is giving something different, you can see. And in these cases, when you are checking with any one of this, like h1 is equal to h2, if you will check, this both is going to return false, right? It is. This also is going to return the false, this also is going to return this also, and all other are going to, because all are going to allocate the separate memory allocations in these cases. Hope it is getting clear about this. Now I will write and I will show you how you are writing the implementation of, you can say that is, you can draw it, this diagram, or it is there in your document also, it is there, no need to draw it. Okay, so what I will do now is, I will write one example for the cloning, and that you can understand it in a easy manner here. So now I am writing the deep cloning example. See, what I have to do is, first I am writing a new example. In that sixth one I am writing here JTC something as I have written. So inside this now, first is from this class, this from the previous example, you can say from the shallow cloning example, this ABC class as such as it is I have taken here, I have copied it, and now I am done. So you can see here class A, B and C, just remove it, class A, B and C, all that as I am writing. And after writing it, now next one, what I am next going to write is the class hello I am going to write. After writing the class hello, inside this what next I am going to write is the C of C1, and again I am writing that is the here int of A I am writing. Here in the one parameterized constructor int A, and the last example itself, that small modification is there inside this. Here this dot A is equal to A and this dot C1 is equal to there inside the C1, fine. Now after doing all that, after doing this different things now, inside this now the very important thing is, I will do one more thing. The previous example, this show method as it is I am copying, I need not to write more code. The same example as I have taken from here, and I am writing inside this. What next I need to do now, that I must have to override the public object of clone method I am writing. Now when I am writing the public object of clone method inside this, So here some things which we need to do. See what previously clone method was doing, that we should understand very clearly. Previously, whenever you were cloning, first task of the clone method was, it was checking that whether your class is implementing cloning interface or clonable interface or not. Here also we should check here, that is the whether this class, like here this dot get class dot get something called as the interfaces I am writing here, and this interfaces, inside this interfaces I am writing here class of CLS. Inside this something as it is I have written here. Okay. When I have written this, so first task which I could do here, hello of h1 is equal to null. I am writing return of h1. Okay, let it be. Inside this now, first one string I am taking, and I am taking some I name as an variable name. CLS, as we know already, I am hard coding this code in a very simple manner. So as I know that inside this only one interface is available, so I am getting it from the 0th position, and now inside this I am searching if I name dot equals of which one now? I am writing java.lang dot java.lang dot something here I am taking, that is the clonable interface. What I am taking now? Clonable interface. So first we are checking whether that class is implementing the clonable interface or not. So here now I am writing it clearly, clonable interface, it is implementing or not. When it is not implementing, like I name is equal to java dot equals of java.lang dot clonable interface inside this now. So what is the next now inside this? What is that next we need to again write inside this? Suppose first I am checking here, what I am checking, if this contains. So in that I am writing a of a1 is equal to new of a. See inside this, the very important thing which I am doing, what I was doing previously in the case of shallow cloning, what we were doing here, the same kind of implementation we are writing inside the clone method, which means that we are trying to implement that in all the manner object of that must create here, and I am passing here which one now? B1 again. Again inside this now, why it is giving error? We should understand that what is the reason for giving the error. So we will go for the class B. Inside the class B int and a1 it is available here. Why it is error? Constructor int is something called as the not identified, so I am writing a1. Okay. Now C of C1 is equal to, I am writing new of C. Here inside that 77, and next I am writing which one now? B1 I am writing. Can I write this also? And immediately now next H1 is equal to new of hello I am writing, and inside that I am doing something called as the 66, and then I am writing the C1 something I am writing here. And if suppose if this was the condition, if it was implementing the clonable, then that is the condition, or else now here we are writing throw clone not supported exception, clone not supported exception I am throwing from here. So if we are throwing clone not supported exception, so we can declare here clone not supported exception. About this, what is the throw and throws does, we will discuss it later in the further example. Remaining things what you can do is, here you can call now clone method as it is, like from the previous topic itself. I'll be doing the copy paste from the previous one. Here, these all examples, you can check it out from here. I'm removing it here also. So instead of now h2 dot clone method now which we were doing, inside this my clone method, at the place of this one now I'll remove, I'll put it only the clone method I am writing inside this, right. So that is the clone method which I have written inside this. You have seen just the example of all this also. I am typecasting to the type of hello, it is done. And here also I am removing this in a different format. So you can see previously it was giving the false, but now what it is giving is the true, it is giving inside this. You can see it very clearly inside that, that is giving some error, it means some error is there in your program still. We'll try to solve this error. Where is this error is, suppose inside that, this is the one which we were taking. So now inside that here, it is almost done. Now where else error is there? Clone not supported exception it is, because that is checked exception it is throwing. So throw now clone not supported exception, then error and all is gone. Now you can see what it is going to come. So everything which is there, it is coming in a proper manner, but just now you implement which one now? Clonable interface I am implementing, and after the implementation we are getting the proper output inside this. You will see all that are giving the false here, in that nothing is there in the other forms. Is it okay? Okay, so hope you understand, and already about this example, the diagrams also I have drawn in a proper manner. Thank you.